Howdy, y'all, and welcome to Craftworks by G, where we do everything and anything and hope to inspire. So today we'll be making a Mexican loop holster. So what are we waiting for? Come on! Alright. This is the extended full commentary version. If you'd like to watch the short and sweet version, see the link below. Before we get to the nitty gritty, if you like what you're seeing, please like, subscribe, and share the love! And thank you for spreading all the inspiration. Today we make a Mexican loop holster. I've never done this before, so let's learn together! First thing, we gotta size up the blueprint with the gun. That's why we're tracing the outline of the gun. Now we draw the actual holster shape for one side. Then we can fold the paper and draw the mirror image to get a symmetrical design. I happen to have this long ruler to help me fold through the center of the paper. At this point, you should be able to see your drawing through the paper layer, so just trace it. Now, after tracing, unfold the paper and again trace the mirror side on the inside of the fold. You should be able to see it through the paper. And yes, I know it's a lot of tracing. We are now done with the actual holster part, so we are on to drawing the paddle or the loop part of the holster. Cut your blueprint out right now. Okay, blueprint is ready to go, and now verify the design that it actually fits the gun. See here, the design was too small, so now we have to restart and make the design bigger. As you can see, it does not connect. And we're back with version 2. Here comes another test fit, and we're good. I'm using 8 to 9 ounce veg stand leather, and it's time to cut out the design. Of course, I have my handy dandy tuna cans helping me out. And guess what? More tracing! That's right! It's a good idea to lock in your design so it doesn't move around while you're doing this. Hence, my handy dandy tuna cans, again. It's time to do the fine cutting now. It's okay if you do multiple passes on a cut. It's quite normal, especially on thicker leather such as this. The important part is taking your time to cut accurately and safely without cutting yourself. Once all that leather's cut up, once again, it's time for another test fit. I like the design, but I do a Peyton Manning Omaha call and change the design mid-project, because that's how I roll. I changed the design to have an exposed trigger guard, which is whatever since this is for the single action revolver. By the way, does it really matter if it's flesh side or good side on the inside of the holster making contact with the gun? I don't know. I've been hearing it all over the place. Comment below and tell me why. We want to do some tooling for this and make it all nice and pretty. So we're making the tolerances for the tooling design. Time for some drawing! So you can draw up any design you want. I'm just freehanding this, some flowers, you know. Obviously I have references. There's no way I could have made this straight from my imagination. I'm not that good. But dang, looking good so far. I'm darkening the lines so I can see them when... That's right! Tracing again, but this time using tracing paper. Again, it's a good idea to anchor down when tracing. I'm using masking tape, but any tape that's not super strong will work. Okay, the design is done, and now I'm going to laminate the tracing paper using clear packing tape. Try not to get any air bubbles when setting it down. I'm just cutting off the excess to make the stencil more manageable. It's time for tooling now. The first thing you want to do is wet the leather and let the leather soak up the water before tooling. This will soften the leather and make it pliable and moldable. I bet y'all can guess what's coming up next. Tracing. If you feel like the leather is getting more difficult to work with, just reapply some water and let it soak up some more. Okay, there we go. We pretty much just pressed in the outline, ready to carve. This is a swivel knife used for carving leather. It's called a swivel knife because it swivels. You can rotate the knife edge simply by rolling your fingers. Since this piece of leather is thick, you can press harder for a deeper cut. Using a swivel knife is one of the more difficult aspects of leatherworking, and I'm always trying to get better at it, you know? Always aim higher, baby! Now we're on to beveling the outline, which will produce a 3D look. Outline bevel complete, and now we are stamping in the background. This is a molding knife. I'm using it for the finer sections of the design. Tooling is now done. Now we gotta measure where we want our loop to be. So I want the loop to be around there. Punching holes for the loop. Yeah, you'll see how this goes down later on, as in a bit. Cut your measurements and we now have our loop. Another Omaha call here, and I want to stamp a design in for the loop, so I'm making a border. I am using a basket weave type stamper for this. Now we edge bevel. What this does is help prevent the leather from fraying on the edges and gives it a smoother look. Dyeing the flush side with black water stain. So just make sure the good side doesn't get any stray dye. Unless if you want the whole holster to be black, then go ahead. It's your creation, baby! And as I said that, I messed up a little. You see that little stray dye right there? Now I got a happy accidents, you know? Happy accidents. But a great Bob Ross. So what I'm doing is making a border to cover up the mistake in a way. And I think it actually turned out for the better. Tooling again, and magic, we're done. For the good side of the leather, I am using a tan gel antique. What antiques do is get real deep down and makes designs pop more in 3D. Once you're done spreading the antique, use a paper towel or something to wipe away the excess and buff it out. We are going to scratch the edges now where the contact cement will be applied. Apply the contact cement or leather glue or maybe double-sided tape if it's strong enough. The whole point of this is for temporary binding before we actually sew. Once the cement feels tacky to the touch, about like 5 minutes or so, Carefully line up both sides and clamp it up. I use pieces of leather to help protect the project from getting marred by the clamp teeth. Okay, so after it's all dried up, unclamp it, and what I'm doing here is matching the edges. Edge beveling the fused parts. Making the stitch line here where we are going to poke holes through it and, well, obviously sew it. Okay, so double layered thick leather, my punch just barely clears it. So what you could use to help this go by faster or, well, easier is applying wax to your punch so you're not having trouble trying to get it out like you see here. Now we're going to edge coat the whole project in black because I want black. After edge coating, it's time to burnish the edges. You can use water, but in this case I'm using gum tragacanth. So what burnishing does is literally melt the edges, fusing the leather fibers so it won't get frayed. So yeah, get ready for a shoulder pump because the key to burnishing is friction. Alright y'all, we're almost done here. I am using a saddle stitch sewing for this. If you made it this far into the video, wow, thanks again. Yep, yeah, thanks again. Thank you. Hope you've enjoyed and learned something new and maybe inspired to try getting into leatherwork or something. Don't be afraid of making mistakes, like in this video, I made mistakes and I showed y'all these mistakes. Nobody's perfect, So you got this! Let's go! Close off the stitch and use a lighter to seal it in. So I'm just hammering down the threads. I don't exactly know if this actually does anything or not, but I like doing it. Hammer! To finish off, we are using mink oil for the protective sealant. This will make it last longer and make it more water resistant. And it's time for B-roll! Alright, so we are done with the holster. So you know what we gotta do now. We gotta try it out. Let's go! Oh, and if you're wondering what this belt is, that was my first leather project ever. Like way before the YouTube thing. So, but that's not why we're here. We're about this holster. Let's get back to this. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna fit. All right. Now, got my revolver here. All right. It's all unloaded. It's empty. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. It still gets stuck to the gun, which is expected since it is new leather and it needs time to break in. But that looks good, don't it? Ew. Oh. Maybe I'm gonna make a little hole or so to put a little tie-in so it can tie around my leg so that the holster doesn't come along with the gun when I try to draw it. So let's see. Alright, I'm back. So what I did was just made some two holes right there and got some black lacing. Woo! Alright, let's put it back on. Okay. Let's tie this around. Okay. All right. Let's try it out. Ooh. All right. So that lacing definitely helped. So there we go. Thank you for watching. And remember, it's never too late to learn, create. Peace.